me again. Woo! So excited to share with you this special video. Why? Because if you haven't checked out the Black History Month Part 1, you need to go and check it out. And today I'm gonna bring the Part 2. So Part 2 of this Black History Month is more like chatting, you know, one-to-one. So it is me gonna interview amazing people who are my friends, business partners, and I'm gonna ask them questions about Black History Month. So basically I'm just asking them what does it mean to them, what are the issues Black people are facing, and what can we do to improve. Just simple. So I'm not going to talk too much and keep you long, so enjoy the whole length of this video, and at the end don't forget to thumbs up, and see you next time. We're gonna have a few interviews with my special guest, and today one of our guests is here with me. So if you just present himself.
Hey guys, my name is Peter David here. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. Well, I'm originally, I grew up in London, England, so I can say myself as a Black British.
Alright, thank you Peter for receiving us today. So we're gonna go through some questions and ask basically has the opinion of Black History Month, and as well what can we do in the future. So I'm gonna go through some questions with you. So the first question will be, what does it mean to you, Black History Month?
Oh, Black History Month for me is all about celebration. Celebrating the Black culture, celebrating the Black history. When it comes with the history, we have to think about our fashion, our music, our entertainment, everything that we've given to the world, you know, our energy, our culture, everything that we've come from and we've been through. It's all about celebration. So it's all about us coming together as Black people, celebrating, being proud of being Black and being strong as a Black person.
Thank you. So what do you think of the history has changed or not?
Oh yeah, history has changed because I think now there's more diversity within other cultures into the Black culture as well, so that's good. And I think that, you know, the racism between Black people and other cultures has calmed down a bit, but I still also think that there's still racism out there, so it's something that we still have to deal with as people. But it's something that obviously year by year is getting better and more cultures are, you know, coming into our culture and understanding the Black culture. So it's a bit of both. There's still a bit of problems in the Black community, but there's still a lot of good things that's going on as well.
And have you experienced any racism before?
I would say no, I haven't experienced any racism before. I was fortunate enough to grow up in London, England, where there's lots of different cultures and different mixtures of different ethnicities around. So if you grew up in London, you grew up and you just see everyone as one. You don't even see different cultures because you see so many different cultures. We all just come together as one. So that's why I would say no.
And what are the barriers among Black people?
I think some of the biggest barriers we have between Black people is even between ourselves as Black people, because we see ourselves as a victim of society, a victim of people, the way they treat us, the way the government treats us, and I think it makes us become frustrated and angry. And when we get frustrated and angry, we tend to retaliate and try to think that the only way to get our voices heard is to retaliate with a negative kind of way, and that influences the culture, and that influence we pass it down to our kids. Our kids pass it down to, you know, the schools and the communities, and then it catches on to the Black media, and they help promote it, and it just comes with this negative energy around the Black kind of, you know, community that, oh, we're a victim, racism, you know, we can't get any jobs, you know, the poverty, the gun crime. It's just, we think we're all a victim. We shouldn't think like that. We should think like we should do what we can do to get out of this exactly, this system that we're in. We shouldn't be thinking that, oh, we're in here and they're oppressing us. No, we can think about how to get away from, you know, like the ghetto streets and, you know, the poverty that we go through.
So when you say that we're gonna get away from the street, what can we do basically to come out of it?
I think one of the best things we can do is educate ourselves. Because I think once we educate ourselves within schools and getting ourselves better jobs into university and also with business, we can also use our businesses and our education to help the black community with helping other young black youths kind of get out of the ghettos and into better opportunities, like maybe getting more like books in schools, getting them into out of the ghetto communities and into more, how do I say this, more out of a kind of drama, community, and that getting more like communities, exactly, where they have a bit of a chance of getting a real good education, and they will have to go home to like say gun crime or knife crime, and they can feel safe and more happier within the community that they live in, because it's a more of a safer community.
And do you have any suggestion to impact on that?
Yeah, I think the biggest suggestion is within ourselves. And one of the things that we need to do to stop is what I call black terrorism. What black terrorism is basically blaming each other. Instead of working together as one, we tend to blame each other and to fight against each other. When I say black terrorism, I mean like of killing each other, stabbing each other, basically stealing from each other and blaming like one another for fighting against ourselves. We shouldn't do that. We should come together as a community, or as a ethnicity, as a culture, and help each other arise from this. Don't let what the white man says to you, depress you. Trying to, look ways to rise above it and be stronger together. To look, we can help each other get out of this, this ghetto that we all kind of see ourselves in like negative kind of.
All right, Peter. Thank you for answering all my questions. Today we have our second guest who I'm gonna interview. Can you just introduce herself?
Hi, I'm Candice.
Hello, Candice. So today, for part of the Black History Month, I'm gonna ask her a few questions, and so let's start. So, Candice, what does it mean, Black History Month?
It means a particular month in the UK, especially where we celebrate our history and the accomplishments of men and women from the African backgrounds.
Okay, that's nice. And do you think the history has changed or not?
I think definitely what constitutes for African has changed, and now we have such a diverse background of people in England that Black History Month itself and what it represents has changed, in my opinion, and the way we use it has changed as well.
And what are the barriers that you notice among Black people?
There's so many barriers, and there's so many ways that we're changing where the barriers are in the race for life and things like that. I feel like especially America, they're dealing with the race a lot better because they talk about it and they have a lot more people willing to put their job or their lifestyle on the line. But then on the other hand, in the UK we have accomplished a lot more than what they have in the US, considering how many people of colour are in such affluent places, and they're not hindered to some extent. Things that we might be able to do better, I feel like how we talk about mental health, how we talk about beauty within men and women, we talk about each other. We could talk about each other a bit better, I think. Yeah.
Just because we compare ourselves too much, and I think it's because we like to compete who's the best, but we don't want to learn to come together. So that's what I would say.
Yeah.
So can you give us more explanation about mental health, like with black people?
I think this is a race-specific thing. This isn't one particular, like, for example, I wouldn't say that Jamaican or people from the Caribbean do better or worse. I feel like this is a race thing, is that when it comes to mental health, you want to discuss it, but only to an extent. I.e., if you come from a community that's very religious-based, the amount that someone will talk to you about it as a group won't be the same as what they might offer to you. For example, going to your pastor, or they might say to you, go on a missionary course where you go abroad or seek enlightenment by sometimes even putting you in a mental institute. And I feel like that's not the best way for us as a community to deal with what something might be as simple as just conversation.
Yeah, that's true. So what do you suggest to make a better impact on black people?
Well, through my blog, Candice Riley, I talk about things that I think are really touch and go sometimes. I think that through that I'm making an impact by making people have a conversation, or especially what I enjoy is that if they don't want to have a conversation in the comments, that they contact me and we talk about it in a private communication, and at least I know I've benefited someone. Another way that we're doing really well, men and women from the black community all around the world, is we're sharing on social media, we're sharing history, we're sharing what someone's doing. There's loads of Instagram accounts. I have to say, it's amazing what people are doing to show us artwork or music or science or IT, to show all the different things that black people are able to do. And I just feel like that's the starting post where we can do so much more. We can push those barriers so much more. And we're so privileged the time we live in that why not?
Alright, that's fine. Thank you, Candice, for receiving me today. Today we have a special guest.
Gordon Johnson in the house.
Woohoo! So I'm gonna ask the same question to Gordon about Black History Month. So let's start. So tell me, Gordon,
Yes.
what do you understand by Black History Month?
Oh, Black History is, month is about the historic achievement of black people around the world. I think we should celebrate it, and it's something too that we should be very grateful to have.
So do you think we celebrate? I mean, do we understand it really, or we kind of losing this kind of meaning of it?
Well, some people understand it, and a lot of the youngsters, as you quite rightly said, are a bit confused because they don't really understand it. If you don't understand their history, then you're confused. But if you understand your history, it gives you a sense of purpose, it gives you a sense of identity. So yes, we are losing it because a lot of people don't understand their sense of identity. So the two are linked.
So if they want to find their true identity, what should they do basically?
And basically what they should do is ask their parents, or their parents should be giving them guidances and looking towards such historic figures as Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Those are just a few examples, and then go away, make it interesting for them to, get an interest, and then they can go to the library and check it out. There's plenty of historic stuff in Britain as well.
So it's the role of the parent to kind of teach them, because from themselves I don't think they will, but if they have like other members of the family apart from their parent, probably they will have that interest.
It depends. There's so much stuff within the History Month. There's much different activities that you can get the children to read within the curriculum. It's not specific, but they do point to bits of history where black people have, made significant impact. So they could start from there and get an interest, go to the library, go to the internet, even Facebook. You know, a lot of knowledge can be gained from Facebook.
So what are the barriers that Black people are facing?
And there's quite a few barriers that we're facing, but you know, let's extend it. You see, the historic, once you know your history, you understand the barriers. You see, people just look at it and think it's a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. These things have been put there through our history. So, you know, if you understand your history, you understand the psychological chains that we have, and you know, why we're not so unified, because, you know.
So can you name one or two?
Yeah, I'm just saying that, you know, when you see people in the street, don't hate, show love. You see, love like this. This is love. And then she, oh. So that's that, and you know, unity. You know, stop spreading the hate. It's too much, you know, self-hate going on, and that people not understanding themselves.
Too much competition, especially.
Well, yeah, life is about love. You know.
Yeah, but this is the thing, like, the problem why we Black people, we don't advance sometimes. When you see your fellow Black is doing well on a subject, you want to sabotage the thing instead of praising the person and encourage or get inspired. So what do you think of that?
I think that's it's a big problem, but you know, we can start doing something about it basically if we, you know, understand what is going on. It's just our logical change in our head to self-hate ourselves. As I said before, spread love. Spread love. With love comes peace, harmony, and love. You know, you see your Black woman, she's the creator in the earth, and you represent the Black woman as the creator. So that's where we start, man. Let's show love to our women.
Good luck to that for some. Well, anyway, so do you think there's a difference of the Black History Month between the UK and the US?
The US is more, you know, they have it spread across. Black history, let's just make it, they say it's a month, but it's a year. We live it every day in different forms and different places. So let's not, you know, be narrow with what they say. Yes, it's a month, but we live it every day because we're Black people. Let's start from that historic moment. And, you know, in the US, they've got a lot of different knowledge, but we've got a lot of stuff here. I think first we need to look at what the history of Black people in Britain as a starting point, and then you can look at the history in America.
I think it's mostly the history of America. UK is it's not very mentioned that much.
Yeah, but there is a lot of history. You got Michael X. You got a lot of stuff in Notting Hill Gate. You got a lot of stuff in the town around East London, you know, and West London, and in around the cities. So you know.
So where can we find those information?
If you go down there, you know, what's his name came to live from? Malcolm X. Came to Britain, you know, his wife had there's different bits in West London, Notting Hill, Lambeth, you know, they've got a plaque outside their house, you know, you've got different people that were here, you know, even what's his name came to, Marcus Garvey came to, you know, one of his wives had a house down here. These are little things. They also got Black History walks, so look that up on the web, and they will give you a historic walk of what's around London.
Okay, so what could we do to improve our community?
To improve our community, I guess it's to show love, be at peace, not war, but be at peace, you know. See your own fellow brother, encourage. Yes, it's hard, but let's encourage ourselves. Let's get this community spirit. We had it in the 80s, and for some reason now, in the 2000s, everybody don't know about community. It's still there. People are still getting married. Let's just be unified. Spread more love. It is there. Let's not take the hardship on ourselves, and you know, instead of wanting to be at war with each other, let's be at peace. Acknowledge your Black people when you see them in the street. Don't treat them like they're a stranger. We're all Black. That's the one. See Black brother, hiya. Simple.
But because we have this rise of interracial relationship a lot, which a lot of Black women, you know, they feel like, or even Black men complain about one to the other for this reason. So what do you say about that?
You know, each to their own. For me personally, it's all about the Black woman. So let me just demonstrate. It's all about Black women. Okay, so you know, each their own, but you know, I feel more unified with my woman that can understand me. So that's me, you know. But I just say, I'm not saying people can't choose their love, but for me, I'm all about Black love. You know, if people want to mix up the interracial love, good luck to them. As long as you know yourself and you don't lose yourself because you've married out of your race.
Don't lose your identity, yeah.
So that's very important. Okay, keep it real, keep it knocked, keep it sweet.
Yeah, keep it real.
I'm going to be asking a few questions of I'm Gordon Johnson and
To Angel.
okay, Angel's going to give us a perspective on the Black history. So Angel, what does Black history mean to you?
Well, to be honest, when I came to UK, I didn't know about Black History Month. You know, let's put it, I'm a Black African European. So, originally grew up in France. You know, we don't talk about this Black History Month, but coming to England, that's where I've learned about, you know, Black celebration, Black love, celebrating different nations, you know, knowing your ancestors that fight for our freedom. So, you know, it was just like something, I was like, oh, okay, sounds really good. It sounds like...
Okay,
yeah.
so, okay, interesting. So, if now, a lot of people say that we are losing our identity. What do you see of this? Do you see this on a daily basis? How we interact as people? Do you think people are losing their identity and don't know their history? What's your take on that?
Well, in my opinion, it depends of how they brought you up. You know, the family background. And me, actually, I kind of knew where I'm coming from because,
Okay.
yeah. But I know some people that
That's
don't
right.
because they've not been told, or maybe because their parents, they haven't mentioned to them. So it has to really come from you, basically, to know your history. If you really want, you know, if you are so proud to be Black, then it's important to know your history. I always say to people, like, if one day you're going to be a mother or a father, what are you going to teach your children? What heritage are you giving them?
Okay, where can we, now we've got that basis with the family and everything, you know, where do you think people who are looking to, you know, find more about their history, especially in Britain, there's a lot of resources in America, but where would you start to point people to look for history in Britain? There's quite a few places that you can find this from.
Well, me, I would say first on the internet, maybe. I would say mostly there. Probably some places where mostly probably Black people they grew up, especially in East London, North London as well. But that's where most ethnic minority are from mostly. So you have to have the interest, basically, if you really want. If you want to make a change, you know, it starts from you. Don't wait for somebody to do it for you.
Okay, so, you know, we'll have all this Black love going around and everything, but, you know, a lot of, you know, our people, they're having interrelational relationships. What's your take on that? Because a lot of people are complaining. Me personally, I'm all about Black love, as you well know. So Angie, show me some love. Show me that. Come on, man. Do better than that. Come on, chop chop. Okay. As I thought.
Well, I understand. As a Black woman, I know we complain about Black men, and the thing is, yeah, like you said, finding your true purpose. Find your true purpose as a man and a woman. I mean, I hate to see like men like beating their Black woman, and then they end up going for another ethnicity, because I understand why Black men have that pride, but this is not how you should be treating a Black woman. You should treat her with respect, with love and dignity. You know, I'm not saying you should kind of get yourself soft.
It's not all Black men, Andrew.
Yeah,
there's
I know.
Some like that.
Okay, some, not all. Okay, let me correct that. Let's say some. But me, I would say love, there's no race. So there's all kind of colors you can mix, purple, pink, white, whatever. So me, I'm not really into like either a specific race must be together. If you want to be with a Black person, fine. If you want to be with an Asian or a white, that's you. Me, I don't have any, you know, obligation of being with a Black person. But sometimes we change because of our experiences, where we come from and all that.
Okay, well, as I said, it's everyone specific with that question there. So, you know, this is the Black History series, and we were talking about Angie briefly. So, Angie, how would you encourage people to learn more about, Black identity, Black experiences, and where to find, Black? There's so much different events going on for Black History. Well, how would you encourage people to, look at these things?
Well, I remember I was looking at a basically Black History event, and I was checking on Eventbrite. That's where you get all the list of events, and I think some of them through Facebook, put you some interested topic based, probably on what you like, and and then trying to mingle. This is the thing I think about Black people. We sometimes concentrate so much on one ethnic. Like if you are coming from Zimbabwe, you will stick with the Zimbabwe people. This is not what it's supposed to be. You should be mingling with Ghanaian, Nigerian, Jamaican. We're all Black.
They do, but I hear what you're saying. They do that. Maybe
no,
as you said,
not
there's
all.
more.
Not all.
No, what I'm saying, they do it. There should be more of it. I agree with you, but it is.
But we always have this fear of okay, let me not. But we know that some people, when you mention Nigerian, the first thing they will hear, the 419 or whatever it is. But not all of them are like this. So you see there's certain stigma of things that you hear, that's what some people, they don't want to approach.
Well, hearing and experiencing. If you hear, you never do.
I know.
You have to do, and then
But sometimes you don't want to experience that.
When you do, then you can experience. A lot of people don't do because they hear.
They hear because they are scared.
Yeah,
and they are, it's all about comfort zone. If you are happy with your comfort zone, that's fine. But I don't think it will change your mindset. So you come out of your comfort zone and you learn. You learn about different people, and they teach you. I mean, you have to be as well willing to learn and to be taught. But sometimes we have this pride with us Black people. I'm just telling you, we have this pride that I don't want to learn. I am like this. So, and these things is not even giving you anything. So you're gonna be like that for how long? Just kind of break down this. Yeah.
Okay, that's the Black History thing here. Thank you, Angie. Gordon Johnson.
Hey Joe, say ya.